today we're going to talk about rearranging a formula or literal equations. So the first couple of problems says solve the following pairs of equations for x. So if problem 1a, it says x minus 7 equals 8. So here I'm going to take and add 7, maybe. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I have x equals 8 plus 7 is 15. So that's just solving an equation. If we look, problem 1b says x minus b equals a. So to solve for x, I'm going to add b, because the inverse of subtraction is addition, so I'm going to add b to both sides. So I'm left with x equals, because a and b are not like terms, I have to leave a and b separate. So I'm going to have a plus b. Problem 2 is 4x equals negative 12. So I'm going to divide by 4. So I get x equals negative 3. To get x by itself onto b, I'm going to have divide by negative 3 to both sides. So I'm going to have with x equals m divided by negative 3. I have to leave it like that because they're not like terms. So let's look at problem 3a. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So I'm going to have 2x equals 16. Divide by 2. And I get x equals 8. For problem 3b, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And because d and 9 are not like terms, I have to leave them separate. So I have 2x equals d plus 9. But x is not by itself, so I have to divide both sides by 2. So my final answer is going to be x equals d plus 9 divided by 2. Alright, problem 4 is ax plus by equals c. And it says solve for y. To solve for y, I have to isolate my y. So to do that, I'm going to subtract ax from both sides. Now, ax and c are not like terms, so I have to leave it as by is equal to c minus ax. Y is not by itself yet, and so to get rid of the b, or to move the b to the other side, I have to divide by b. So that my final answer is y equals c minus ax divided by b. Problem 5. It says solve for g. G's right here. So in order to solve for g, I got to multiply both sides by 4. So I'm going to have 4d equals j times 7f plus g. Now I have to get rid of the j, because I have to isolate what's in parentheses first. To get rid of the j, I have to divide by j. So now I have 4d divided by j equals 7f plus g. Subtract both sides by 7f so that I get g equals 4d divided by j minus 7f. The next one says solve for a. So from here, I'm going to have to subtract b from both sides. So I have z minus b equals negative ma. If we notice, what I'm going to do is because I have this equal sign right here, I want to make sure that both of my sides are fractions. Because I have the equal sign, I can cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply A times Z minus B equals negative M times 1. So that leaves me with negative M. Now solve for A. To solve for A, I'm going to divide both sides by Z minus B so that my final answer looks like A is equal to negative M divided by Z minus B. So let's look at the next problem. K divided by X is equal to W minus V. Because I have a fraction on the left and the variable I'm looking for or trying to solve for is in the bottom of the denominator, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply X times W minus V. So I get X parentheses W minus V is equal to K minus 1, or K times 1, I'm sorry, which is K, and then solve for X. So that X equals, divide both sides by W minus V, so that X equals K divided by W minus V. So that's my answer to this problem. My next problem asks for us to solve for X again. Now, X is right here, so I have to move M to the other side. To move M to the other side, I'm going to subtract M from both sides. So that I get X equals P plus N minus M. Or ask to get X by itself, so I'm going to subtract K from both sides. So that I get X is equal to W plus V minus K. None of those variables are like terms, so I cannot combine anything at that point. So let's look at number 5. It says solve for A. To solve for A, I have to divide both sides by C. So that A is equal to D minus R divided by C. Solve for X. I'm going to have to add M because M is being subtracted to X. The inverse of subtraction is addition. So add M to both sides so that I get X equals P plus N plus M. Now, the back of this paper, you have practice problems. Please complete those in class.